Today, I'm going to share with you, Dr. Garber, how we can be future ready in the area of digital literacies. This is a 21st century learner. Camden is a teenager. He begins his day by shutting off his alarm clock on his phone. While on his phone, he might check his Snapchat or Instagram account to see what his friends are doing. He showers and decides to look at Twitter to see what is happening in the world. While driving to school, Camden is listening to music from the app Spotify. At school, Camden opens up his MacBook Air and begins researching for a class project using Google Scholar and other databases provided by his school. He is navigating between the learning management system Schoology, G Suites, and other databases to work on his task. After school, Camden uses FaceTime to collaborate with his peers on assignments. He uses the share feature on Google Slides to connect with his partner on their Google Slide project. Before bed, Camden explores his social media accounts, plays Fortnite, and sets his alarm clock on his phone for the next day. This is also a 21st century learner. Meet Andrea, who is a 5th grade student. She also begins her day with her alarm clock on her phone. She gets up and explores her social media accounts on Snapchat and Instagram. She takes a look at her YouTube account and sees if she added any additional followers. Andrea is a video creator who designs how-to stop-motion videos for kids. 2 more people followed her channel. She's so excited. Andrea showers and gets ready for school. Andrea boards the bus and her friends and her begin playing on their phones. They have decided to make a quick TikTok video before school starts. Before leaving the bus, their video is posted on their TikTok account. Andrea enters her classroom and pulls out her iPad to begin a day of learning. Her district is 1-to-1. Andrea's day is mixed with reading print and completing tasks using paper and pencil. She uses her iPad to complete tasks on Schoology while her teacher works with a small group of students. In the evening, Andrea quickly finishes her math homework and submits it to Schoology for her teacher to review. Andrea is ready to begin an evening of creating how-to videos about stop motion for her viewers. She quickly creates one on how to make your characters climb up a wall and post it to her channel. Before she goes to bed, she FaceTimes her friends and checks her social media site, then sets her alarm clock on her phone for the next day. These were 2 examples of 21st century literate learners. So how has the definition of a literate person evolved over time? Thousands of years ago, a literate person was a person who could retell oral stories. Then we decided a literate person is someone who could read and write print. In the 21st century, a literate person is someone who can read and write print but can also watch a video and apply the new knowledge or skills to a different situation. They know how to navigate apps and online resources. This person can take digital resources and curate new projects. Due to these changes occurring with the definition of who is literate, digital literacies have come to the forefront. So, what are digital literacies? When you research digital literacies, the following phrases appear: new literacies, digital media, new technologies, new literacy studies, digital literacies. So this can be quite a confusing definition. So, diving into digital literacies further, I learned digital literacies encompass 8 different facets. 1, creativity. 2, critical thinking and evaluation. 3, culture and social understanding. 4, collaboration. 5, the ability to find and select information. 6, effective communication. 7, e-safety. And 8, functional skills. Digital literacy is the ability to use technology to locate, evaluate, utilize, and create information. You are able to read and interpret media, which could be words, images, and videos, reproduce data and images through digital manipulation, evaluate and apply new knowledge. With digital literacies, students become meaning makers. So this is my definition of what digital literacy means. Digital literacy is the multimodal approach to reading and writing by using, interpreting, and understanding digital images, videos, blogs, web pages, audios, which also complement traditional literacies, while students are able to critically analyze, evaluate, and create with these literacies. So how might a literate student look in the 21st century? A literate student is able to select the right media tool to express themselves and their learning. A literate student is able to see both sides of a perspective and come to a reasonable research-based conclusion. A literate student is able to use printed texts, online resources, databases to research and question what they are reading. A literate student is able to cite evidence to support their thinking. A literate student is able to select the correct digital tool for their educational purpose and curate a product to share with their peers and the world. Sometimes digital literacies and printed text can be viewed at odds with traditional printed culture. What is causing digital literacies to be at odds with printed literacies? There are several reasons why digital literacies are at odds with print. First, policymakers at the local and the federal level are telling educators about the importance of teaching and learning in the 21st century using digital tools. Educational goals at the district and school level may have a different focal point. There may be some conflicts between digital literacies and other literacy-related goals within the curriculum. So the school may be focusing on a different aspect of literacy. The lack of knowledge and understanding of digital literacies within the educational profession. And finally, the lack of technology training within buildings and districts for educators under the understanding of what digital literacies means. If educational realities are impacting digital literacies, how might LMTSs help educators? Here are a few ways library media tech specialists can help educators integrate the digital literacies into their curriculum. First, LMTSs should share digital tools and resources to staff at professional development days. They can also create short little how-to videos about digital literacies and tools for students to use and share it out to staff. LMTSs can team teach with educators within the classroom setting and integrate digital literacies into lessons or units. And lastly, LMTSs can advocate to administrators the importance of digital literacies integrated into the curriculum using the Common Core standards. Often, as educators, we hear the phrase digital divide, which got me wondering, in what ways is the digital divide contributing to the conflict between digital literacies and printed texts? The digital divide is defined as disparities in technology access based upon income, education, race, and ethnicity. To my surprise, high-speed internet is a real issue in the United States. Some communities are setting up Wi-Fi on top of buses parked in neighborhoods so students can connect to the Wi-Fi for their homework. If this lack of high-speed internet continues, it could lead to less educational opportunities for students and jobs. Rural communities are struggling with the lack of internet equalities for their staff and students, which puts these individuals at a disadvantage in any community or state they live in. In December of 2018, Microsoft researchers learned internet service providers overstate the broadband coverage, meaning if one business in the area has broadband services, the provider states that the entire area is considered to have the service when that is not the case always. Also, the lack of access leads to teachers using more printed material than digital learning tools. In turn, these students will have a gap in their learning compared to peers in other communities who use digital learning tools. Ironically, digital literacies should be the bridge between digital literacies, and the printed world. Digital literacies enabled the bridging and the complementing of traditional print literacies with other media. Digital literacies provide an equal playing field for all learners regardless of their learning style or differences. So how could the Common Core standards help integrate digital literacies into the classroom? When taking a look at the standards, they have many features that are in common with the definition of digital literacies. The standards ask students to help develop their critical thinking and reasoning skills. The standards ask students to provide textual evidence to help support their thinking. Students are asked to sift through material and resources to find information that supports their reasoning and thinking. And looking specifically at standards, they have an expectation that students use technology, including the internet, to produce and publish writing, as well as interact and collaborate with others. The standards also want students to summarize written text read aloud or information presented in diverse media, such as audio or video format. Digital literacies can and will support these specific standards if used with students. We just now need to get teachers to get on board and see the connection how digital literacies have a direct link with the Common Core standards.